Okay. Mic looks good. Let's get my chats open here. All right. All right. Okay. Let's send out the old notification. Okay. Let's send out the old notification. Uh-oh, one of my streams isn't muted. It was YouTube. How are my fellow Thug Hood gangsters doing? Good. Excellent. So today I've got my beefier PC set up, and we're going to see how it goes. If at any point today the stream randomly ends, it is almost for sure because this PC overheated. It likes to do that. I'm going to do my best to attempt that from happening. Thank you, Cheese. I also like that video. If you like that, you should be listening to the podcast. And if you haven't heard about the podcast, boy, do I have news for you. Zarld, I don't really have a whole lot of paranormal videos. I think there's like, I don't know, 3 or 4. But you definitely should start listening to the podcast. It's all paranormal themed. I do have one video on Diana Walsh Pasolka's American Cosmic book, which is all about UFOs. So if you look up my book review for American Cosmic on the YouTube channel, that'd be what you want. Of course, I've seen Hellraiser. What kind of a question is that? Oh, the podcast? So season 1 of the podcast is intended to be like a coherent 12 episode season, so you want to start on episode 1 because there'll be like sequential things in the series. The plan today is to test this PC and see what the deal is. I was just killing time until Elden Ring was done patching. We're going to try to run that first, since that was the breaking point yesterday on the old PC, which was kind of to be expected. I did realize today that I can actually close the Twitch stream and only have the chat open if I do the pop-out chat. So that saves a little bit of power there. I might even be able to do the same with... Oh, you can do the same with YouTube too, but I want at least one stream open so that I can kind of check for problems. Lust from Beyond is definitely not Temu Hellraiser. I'm going to have to heavily disagree with that opinion. Okay. Yeah, I definitely need to min-max the stream setup because I'm not operating with fucking tier 1 PC hardware right now by any stretch of the imagination. Has anybody listened to episode 5 of the podcast yet? And if so, what are your opinions? Seems like we already got kind of a smoother start here. As always, your guys' job on these test streams is to tell me if there's any weird problems going on, so make sure you actually look at the stream from time to time instead of working on your deranged manifesto. Hellraiser doesn't really have a BDSM theme. Like, the Cenobites kind of, like, look like they're wearing BDSM gear, but I don't know if I would say it has a BDSM theme, just because that was more of like an 80s thing, because like the leather culture was a little bit more like relevant in the 80s. How's the audio? Too loud? Oh god. I gotta make sure his controller is plugged in. The Cenobites looking goofy is like part of the fun. I got so far into the Hellraiser series, I think I made it so far into the Hellraiser series that any additional entries into the series are literally impossible to find because they like buried them. I think by the time you get to Hellraiser like 6 or 7, the movies weren't even intended to be Hellraiser movies. They just took random scripts and like added Cenobite plots to them, which is very funny. Hang on, we gotta fix our game capture here. I think we got it. Okay. Looking good. I accidentally opened Twitter. You hate to see it. Okay. How are we looking here? Pretty good so far. Hello, Disifont. Yeah, I'm going to be streaming a whole lot more coming up soon. The reason for that is that Path of Exile 2 is coming out, and I'm going to actually be streaming that game for real. Okay, let's load up our bandit that we made last night. If I have to tab over to YouTube chat one more time, okay, we got it. We got it. Oh, the capture's off center. Okay, hang on. Oh, that's right, because we had to goof around with the game capture window last night for dungeon crawl. What the hell? Does this have a resolution setting? The archery video was the last time you saw me? Okay, you're way behind. First of all, I'm pretty sure there's been a couple of, there's been a lot of videos since that video. I just recently launched a podcast series that you've been missing. Okay, we don't need to watch the opening cutscene. The fact that it even loaded means that we're already better off than we were yesterday. So, I'll take it. Okay, let me pop back to the chat here. Because I'm sure you guys are screaming new inventive information at me. Okay. I've seen Hobo with a shotgun. It's okay. I always forget that you don't start the game with the lantern. How's the stream looking so far? I'm not sure why the resolution on the stream is off. I don't know if it's a FromSoft thing. I don't know if I messed up a setting. I'm not really too concerned about it right now. Okay. Tomorrow's stream is probably going to be getting the webcam set up. The webcam that I've got historically has been a little hit and miss. I really don't want to use my phone. Hopefully we can get that going. If not, whatever, I'll just get another webcam. They're not that expensive. Do we even waste our time trying to get a first encounter kill on this guy with a dagger? Probably not. I could probably do it if I started with like the Vagabond. That's the one that starts with like the good armor and the shield, right? YouTube max quality is set to 720p. Is that intentional? That is not intentional. I don't know if I need to fix that in the OBS settings. Let's see. Either way, I'm not going to check it right now because either way I'd probably have to reset the stream, which I don't really want to do. But I will write that down in my notes of things to fix. Hang on a minute. These aren't my notes of things to fix. Wait a minute. That's a D&D character sheet. $720p would be OBS scaling. Okay, that makes sense. Y'all know Johnny Sins. He's my hero. He's a porn star, right? Porn stars are usually pieces of shit. And that goes for the men and the women. Very rare to find a based porn star. I have so many fucking cords tangled up right now. Okay, we're good. We're good. We got it. I like to go into the tutorial area just for the guy, the funny little guy. So, the game is playing smooth, so I'm not having any problem with that. I will say that the people that are doing OnlyFans seem to be significantly more normal than the people that are involved in, like, quote-unquote, the industry. Which makes a lot of sense. How hard is the parry with the buckler? I haven't really done a lot of parrying in this game. Swing, coward. I'm not about to sit here and figure out a zombie's animation for 10 minutes. He's an astronaut and a marine plus a teacher. He's done so much more. Damn right. I might be loud relative to the game. Okay. Hold on. That actually makes a degree of sense because I have the mic turned up quite a bit. I'll maybe even turn the game up a little bit. I also might have Elden Ring's, Goblin Slayer is great. I bet you I have my audio turned down in here too. Oh, not really. Do it. Do it. Dude, Souls combat is so hard. There's a Nightmare on Elm Street manga. Dude, we gotta get Junji Ito to do the remake of the Nightmare on Elm Street manga. Okay. I don't need to know about bows. Okay. The starting dagger does have bleed. It was a little jumpy for a minute. Interesting. We're probably not going to be able to achieve 100% professional level streaming, which is okay. As long as it's good, like, the overwhelming majority of the time, we should be fine. I'm not expecting this to be technically flawless. And Path of Exile 2 should probably be easier to run than Elden Ring. Grinding Gear Games is good at optimization and is heavily incentivized to do optimization. So... Would it be possible to see both the YouTube and Twitch chats combined on the overlay in the stream? Probably not. I can probably do a chat overlay on Twitch, and I can probably do a chat overlay on YouTube, but I doubt I can put them in the same spot. I might even have to pick one chat. Apparently I can do that. I probably won't have chat on screen. Depending on what I'm doing. If I'm just like sitting around, I might put chat up. I don't know. I don't really understand why people like chat on the screen in the first place. I guess so you can full screen it, right? Probably. And they say Bandit is a hard starting class. Do Japanese people like slasher? Brother, the Japanese love horror and gore movies. Some of the greatest horror movies of all time are Japanese. Is it artificial difficulty to make most of the enemies and bosses in the game Beyblades? No. That just sounds like a good game to me. A Beyblade Souls-like. I just feel like that would probably sell really well. I think you should probably patent that idea right now. Trademark that immediately. Somehow figure out a way to trademark Beyblade. Honestly, this is going so smooth that I might consider just setting up the webcam now. Maybe not. It's kind of fucked up in here. Thoughts on Todd Standing? I don't know who that is. So right now I'm neutral on Todd Standing. I'm sure that somebody in chat's about to fill me in on why I shouldn't be that. We need to bring Bionicle back immediately, dude. That's what we need. Okay. What do we want to do here? Well, obviously we don't want to fight this guy right off the bat. I will look into VOD Ninja and see. I'm trying to reduce the amount of just like widgets and software I need to do this to the lowest amount possible. We'll see how long I can keep that going. Yeah, I'm headed over to that first cave over here, and we'll see. We're probably going to get a degree of... We're going to get a degree of stutters. Also, we just got a little bit of pop in there, which is fine. Like I said, this game is probably going to be much harder to run than Path of Exile 2. So I'm not... Also, Elden Ring with Bionicle characters, that's the first $1 trillion game idea. Especially if they're customizable. Like, if I can, like, switch out my Bionicle characters, like, limbs, now we're talking, dude. Now we're getting somewhere.
You're a Draconos that you're not after, man, and why not? I am Kale.
It is insane. I will never get over how insane it is that they just made this guy look like Santa Claus.
Nice to do business.
Like, I know all of the merchants, they wanted them to be like a different colored and like a little bit different from each other. Just doing the first one you find being full on Santa is crazy. I might fire up Resident Evil 4 after this, just to get, like, just to see how, like, an actual sort of next-gen game is looking. What service am I using to multi-stream? I'm using, just Streamlabs. It's like $20-something a month. There's ways to, like, finagle it for free, but I don't know how reliable they are. So I just went with the obvious platform that everybody uses and had, like, a relatively low amount. Because I figure, like, let's say I stream very regularly for, like, 3 months or something. I should be able to... First of all, that's not a very large amount of money anyway. Like, that's worth it. Is the channel transitioning to the paranormal? More or less? I've said this before. I'm not, like, completely averse to doing video game stuff again, but it's gonna have to be, like... I'm gonna have to have some sort of, like, epiphany that really, like, gets me inspired to do videos on games again. There's just, like, so many other things that I would like to do. Also, it seems like if you're doing video game content, it really seems like streaming is, like, the thing to be doing right now. I think, in large part, video content has, like, really dropped off. Streaming is kind of like the future when it's video games, for sure. Is this a randomizer? No. We are just doing some very basic stream testing to see if we're going to explode trying to multi-stream a game that's actually relatively demanding to play. I'm honestly not experienced enough at Elden Ring for a randomizer, I don't think. I don't really have the game knowledge. I could definitely do a randomizer with Dark Souls 1 very easily. Yeah, I do like Max Durrott. He's pretty cool. It's just like the amount of effort that goes into, like, writing and editing one of those, like, big game review things. I think I would just rather put that time into, like, other more interesting video projects. Like, I really want to do, like, an actual paranormal, like, documentary style video at some point. That would be so sick. The minute that I have, like, somebody come across my desk with the podcast that seems like their story is, like, juicy enough to, like, do a documentary, I'd do it. But, I mean, I don't know. Anything's possible, really. I could just go insane and go back to video game content at any point, really. We are going to get crunched by this guy. I think there's enough light in here to do a shield. Can I backstab this guy? No, probably not. Todd Standing filmed a clan of alleged Bigfoot and was in a couple episodes of Les Stroud's Survivor Man. Well, I can tell you right now that if he filmed a clan of Bigfoot, he's probably full of shit. Usually claims that sound too good to be true are when it comes to the paranormal. In my extremely long storied experience of listening to maniacs talk about the paranormal. Have I thought about merging YouTube and Twitch chat? I mean, if that's possible, I could do it. I would like to be only looking at one chat. Probably two-handing the stagger, yeah. That combo had a couple more hits than I was initially anticipating. It's funny because you fight like 45 of these guys in the late game, but they're not alive long enough to like remember their attack pattern. So every time I fight this one at the beginning, I feel like I'm fighting it for the first time. The dagger is good, guys. Trust me. It's really good. It's so good. It's because I'm giving him a ton of time to heal the bleed. I really should be hitting him with as many fast attacks as possible. I was hoping that I could get a stun on him, but... I will definitely look at that, Disifont. We'll do another... I think we've proved that we can run Elden Ring fine. I'll probably get RE4 going here in a minute. That dagger hitboxing, though. Even, like, during this 90,000 hit combo, he probably heals a lot of bleed buildup. Yeah, this is definitely the strat. Am I gonna whiff that? We got it. Is that an enrage that he does right there? Is that like a buff? Do I have any pro Elden Ring speedrunners in the chat right now? Oh, not even hard. Am I mentally prepared for Death Stranding 2? I gotta tell you, I'm probably not going to be playing Death Stranding 2. That one's not really on my radar. I'm not a Death Stranding hater or anything like that. I'm just not really a Death Stranding guy. Okay. We can run Elden Ring. We've demonstrated that. Let's fire up the Resident Evil 4 remake here. Hang on, let me switch over to that. I opened my window anticipating that this PC was going to overheat really bad, so I put on a sweatshirt and I'm fucking dying right now. Okay. I do love Hideo Kojima. I think Kojima is... The thing that I always say about Kojima is that he's in a quantum super state of being the greatest creative genius in video games, but also the biggest creative hack in video games. He's both of them at the same time, and nobody else is like that. He is like singularly the only guy who is simultaneously the greatest genius and the greatest hack. And that's why the shit that he makes is so good. Okay. Let's switch our stream settings over here. And I also finna piss. I don't think Yoko Taro is a hack because I just don't think like I don't think Yoko Taro is concerned with making art the same way that Hideo Kojima is. I think Yoko Taro is just concerned with making games that are good. Okay. All right, let's drop the stream opening image. We are looking good. Okay. I haven't played this game in a long time. Should I just do mercenaries and make an absolute fool of myself? That'd be pretty funny. Okay. Let's do... I mean, the Drakengard games might be considered to be bad, but how old are they? Sometimes it takes, like, some of that shit that's dated now was, like, awesome when it came out. Like, people played Monster Hunter 1 for some reason. Hello, Ghoulie Gub. Welcome back to yet another test stream. If we pull off running Resident Evil 4 no problem, then Path of Exile 2 is going to be a walk in the park. Okay, how do I play this again? Okay, looking good. Ah, there we go. Okay. Which button on this controller is B? Okay, fine. I figured it out. Okay, how's the stream running, by the way? If anybody's watching it. Are we looking good? Are we dropping frames? Are we looking like dog shit? What's the status? Slight stutter, but nothing horrible. Perfect. That's exactly what we want to hear. I was expecting to completely not remember how to play this and immediately get washed. Okay. And then now that we've confirmed that the stream is doing good, after this, I will probably just open up Path of Exile 1 and kind of vibe out for a little bit. I'm doing another Path of Exile 1 playthrough to kind of say goodbye to Path of Exile 1 right now, because all evidence on the table seems to suggest that Path of Exile 1 is still going to be supported. It's still going to get ladder resets and probably new leagues and stuff. But the vibe is definitely that Grinding Gear Games is shifting to Path of Exile 2 being the game, and it is 100% designed to be just a direct one-to-one upgrade of Path of Exile 1, without a doubt. Now, fellas, let's relax. The fuck? Where's the funny TNT, man? All the way over there, perhaps? We got the pro speedrunner dodge. Let's go. Just make sure you stop at Diablo 1 and 2. Actually, you should play 3 to see what went wrong. It is crazy how washed Blizzard is, dude. They're never going to make another good game again. Hello. Shit. Okay. Guys, I think we did it. I think we have achieved the bare bones of a stream setup here. So, okay, here's my question to you guys while I'm switching games again. What do you like want on a stream? So we want the chat on screen. Like what other stuff do you consider to be like non-negotiable for a stream? Do we need like on-screen donos and all that shit? Like where's the line? I probably won't do any of like the donation stuff unless we actually get a decent amount of people coming in. So maybe that's not really relevant. Diablo 2 Resurrected is very good because Diablo 2 is very good. So, the same game, but with some quality of life tweaks and a new paint job is going to be very good. There's a reason that Diablo 2 is still selling physical copies like 12 years after release. Ooh, I do have to install Path of Exile on here, though, but that should only take a second. I'll just install the Steam client on this PC, I think. I have the standalone client on the other one, but we'll see. We'll see how Steam goes. Actually, I bet you installation will be faster. I immediately changed my mind on this. Because for some reason that I have not been able to figure out yet, Steam's download speed is so slow. Does anybody else have a problem with this? I have gig internet, so it's definitely not the internet. It's got to be something with Steam specifically. Subway Surfers in the top left corner of the screen. We're not going to be doing that one, but thank you for your suggestion. There will be... I will never look at Subway Surfers ever in my life. I will not be... Could be your drive speeds. I don't know what that means, but you're probably right. I will miss Heroes of the Storm. You might be the only one, Seasider. I think you might be the only guy that misses Heroes of the Storm. I am such a MOBA hater. I don't think MOBAs are good, and I don't think they've ever been good. I think MOBAs basically tap into a lot of like really addictive brainworms that exist in the human brain. I don't think they're designed to be good at all. MOBAs are designed to make you click the play again button and not understand why you're doing it. Enable your super chats. Yeah, I'm going to enable all that stuff for sure. I have been watching Arcane though, and it is very good. I have 3 more episodes of season 2 to go. Me and Olivia will probably watch them all in one sitting here coming up soon. Okay, soap cutting. Now we might be talking. Now we might be getting somewhere with. Okay, I need somebody who's experienced in web development to answer this question for me. When you go to a website to install a standalone game client, like for example Path of Exile, and you download that installer, and that installer installs the client, why does the client then need to update? Shouldn't the client that I download from the website be an already up-to-date version? I've never understood what the reason for that is. I'm sure there's some like actual technical web development, like software launcher explanation for that, but I don't know what it is because I'm a stupid dumb guy. Can I change the name of the stream like on the fly in both locations on OBS? I'm not sure if I can. I think I might have to actually do it separately. Would it maybe be under settings and then stream? Hmm. No, we don't need to worry about it. Depending on how long this Path of Exile install has, I might throw up something else just to kill a little bit of time. Oh no. Okay, we're good. Can I elaborate on my thoughts about why MOBAs are bad? Yeah. So one of the biggest problems with MOBAs, in my opinion, is that they're only really fun when you're winning. And just the way that the game is designed, it's very difficult to engineer the possibility for enemy teams to have a comeback unless both teams are of like exactly identical skill level. And even in that case, like if you're watching pro games, you will see games that are complete blowouts. So that fundamental like game design where it's just built into the system that one team snowballs out of control makes it so that it's very difficult to have fun while you're losing. And because it's very difficult to have fun while you're losing, the community gets a lot saltier than they otherwise would be. That's why like League of Legends players and like MOBA players generally have a reputation for being some of like the saltiest cunts of all time. It's because the game is fundamentally designed to piss you off. So that's bad. There are a lot of like weird little sacred cows that I think are kind of tedious. Like last hitting minions is really bad. I don't think people really like to do it that much, which is why so many of the newer MOBAs have tried to figure out how to get around it. And none of them have really gotten around it in a way that seems like it's satisfying. So there's just a lot of very uphill there's a lot of game design where it's like a real uphill battle to get it to be like fun and interesting, unless you are a mega competitive freak, which is why MOBAs select for people who are mega competitive freaks. Like they're ego games. And now the cat wants out. These damn animals can't make up their minds. And yeah, if you play with friends of a similar mindset, it might be fun even if you're losing. That's true. But if I'm going to be playing a game with friends of a similar mindset, why wouldn't I just play a better game? Like what incentive is there for me to play League of Legends when there's like 45,000 multiplayer games that I could be playing instead? Yo, worm.io actually kind of goes hard. You're so right for that. You're so right and real for that. Does worm.io have good enough filters to where there won't be a worm that's like named a slur? Do I need to worry about that on stream? is that a concern that I need to have though? Guys, worm.io. Guess the game. Now we're talking. I think worm.io might be dead. Okay. Hang on, let me get the screen over here. I probably want window capture, yeah. Okay. Stretch this out a little bit here. Okay. 6 guesses remaining, huh? Is this that one where you're small? Is this a box art or a screenshot? I actually don't know the rules here. Like what am I actually looking at here? Okay, there's screenshots. All right. If these are screenshots, this could be anything. Is Far Cry 2 words? Let's do Far Cry 3. Shit. Okay, now we've got a parachute. Hang on, is that the Helldiver skull right there? Is that the Helldiver skull or is that a different skull? Okay. Now we're in space. Okay, we got an alien head. Is this Journey to the Savage Planet? Fuck. Okay, these guys are iconic. I feel like if I'm not getting it based on these guys, there's no way I could forget these guys. We're so cooked if I can't get it on this one. Yeah, I have no idea what I'm looking at here. This could be anything. Anything could be happening right now. It looks like it's got like a VR thing going on here. I have literally no clue, dude. I have no idea. Check out our other sites. Let's do guess the movie. Okay. We've got a city. I don't know what city this is. It looks vaguely Mediterranean. Like it could be Assassin's Creed 2. Okay. Is there even a second one? I thought they only made one movie. Are you lying to me? I think you're lying to me. I have no idea what I would even guess based on this. Okay, let's go here. Is this a bad time to tell you guys that I literally don't know anything about movies? Okay, who are these? Who are these clowns? I don't recognize any of these people. Who do we got here? Is this maybe a young Matt Damon from a profile? Is this Jason Statham's bald head at a quarter turn? Is this Seth Green? Are any of these names correct? Oceans, whatever. What was the newest one? Was it Oceans 13? How many did they do? I bet it's Oceans 13. Oh my god, I've seen The Italian Job. If they would have shown me Danny DeVito, I would have got it. Alright, we're guessing the book. Okay, what do we got here? What's our download at? Our download's looking pretty good. We're at 65%. Okay. Everyone wants me to step slowly out of the water and lower the arrow to the ground, but the way I'm Is this Hunger Games? Is Hunger Games first person? Fuck. Guys, I've never read a book before. I should say I'm not like a movie guy. Like, obviously I watch movies. Okay, this logo is, this logo is Napster. Nope, that one's too old. That one's for the old heads. What logo is this, man? Well, I know that it's a circle. Wait, hang on. Hold on. Is this like the Associated Press or like the White House or something? Let's fucking go, dude. Let's go. That's the first one we got. If we go back to guess the game, what does this do? Oh, that goes back to previous days, it looks like, maybe. Okay, well, this is God, what is that twin stick shooter? What is that twin stick shooter with the zombies and stuff? The really good one where you throw the pipe bombs and they beep and the zombies swarm around the pipe bombs. It's actually like cracked. It came out on like PS3 or something. What the hell was that called? It's like Dead Nation or some shit like that. What is that? What is this? Okay, well, that's definitely like a little dead guy there. We're close. We're getting close. Xbox 360 and PS3. Man, that's a long time ago. Ooh, Lollipop Chainsaw is an extremely good one. I bet you're right. Yeah, the minute you said it, I knew. Yo, we can go all the way back to the Bills. Pick one at random. What do we got here? This is maybe giving me Zelda vibes. Never mind. Oh, is this not Bomb Rush Cyberpunk? That's the new one. What's the old one called? I know this. God damn it. Man, I can't remember nothing. What is that game called? It's like something... It has the same amount of syllables. Something overdrive, something drive. Jet Set Radio. Maybe a Sunset Overdrive? Is that the same thing? No, I don't think so. I think I was thinking of Jet Set Radio. Oh no, there's a sequel. Oh! Is this black and white? Fuck. Okay, well these are Pokemon, clearly. So now we're just figuring out what gen of Pokemon this is. This looks newer. These look like 3D models. I don't know shit about Pokemon. What gen is Baltoy? Is this, the Ruby remake, maybe? What the hell was it called? Pokemon Snap, you say? Wrong again. This is definitely one of like... Oh, wait, hang on. Is this Pokemon Stadium, but like a newer one? Nah, it's definitely a regular Pokemon. That guy looks like he likes being grabbed onto a little bit too much. Excellent news, though. Path of Exile is done. 1 second, boys. Oh god, I have to log in. Just let me get hacked, dude. I don't care. Okay, fellas. I just finished Act 1 last night, so we're in Act 2. We should be able to bang through Act 2 pretty quick, I think. Man, it's been forever since I played this. I think you want to go out to the old fields first, right? I'm probably a couple of years behind on Path of Exile. I don't exactly remember the last time I played it was, but I definitely missed the last few leagues. This is running worse than any game that I've played so far. Maybe I was wrong about grinding gear games being good at optimizing. I might have to finagle the settings. It looks choppy for me, too. I don't think that's just the stream. Let's see here. Do we have a... Okay, well... An FPS cap of 240 seems insane. I think we can set that to 60 and be fine. Let's get that out of the way. And... Man, the only options are... Oh, no, it was medium's an option. Okay. This should be fine, right? Looking good so far? Am I watching the new season of Fish Tank? Absolutely not. I did not watch the first one, and I'm not watching the second one. Not enough mana, I am overburdened. True. That is the facts of the case. I'm gonna switch to Barrage as soon as I get it, but for now we're doing Split Arrow. Blazing Salvo, huh? I think I remember that one. I have found a couple of skill gems that are new. I'm curious to see how many skill gems are missing from Path of Exile 2. It seems like there's going to be even more skills in Path of Exile 2 than there is in Path of Exile 1. So I would imagine that any skill that's missing is missing for a reason. The White Beast Cave usually spawns like over here, doesn't it? I'm not really anticipating getting very far into like endgame or anything on this character because like I said, this is just kind of like me saluting Path of Exile 1 one last time. I think I'm gonna do cold damage barrage though. Yo. Riveting boss fight. Yeah. I'm sure Fish Tank is one of those things where, like, you've just got to be a fan of streams to, like, watch it. Like, I'm not the kind of guy where I'm gonna, like, open a stream every day. I'm not, like, a stream consumer whatsoever. If I'm going to be sitting in the exact same spot every day, I would rather just be the one doing the streaming. What does this one give me? Orichalcum. I am a little nervous that we're getting frame drops in PoE 1, though. PoE 1 also has a lot more shit going on screen than PoE 2, it seems like. So maybe it won't be bad. But it does seem insane that we just ran... Resident Evil 4 and Elden Ring, no problem. And we're dropping frames in Path of Exile, though. I would like to disable this chat if I could. Do you get Barrage in Act 2 or 3? I don't remember. I hope it's 2. Oh no, we have a realm restart in 4 minutes to deploy a patch. I guess we got a 10-minute downtime coming up, boys. What are the odds? So these guys seem to be running fine. I think there's something about the League mechanic, like it's got too many particle effects on it or something. Because the only thing that really slowed down bad was the that weird shrine. Is this where I just came in? Am I stupid? Yeah. Dumb as hell, as usual. Do you think we can kill the White Beast in 3 minutes and get a free portal back to town? If we rush it right now? I should have been rushing it this whole time, but I wasn't really thinking about it. Trying to refill my flask here. Let's fucking go. He's right here. That's how you pro game, by the way. That's how you become a pro gamer. Isn't my bow just blue? Oh, I guess I have a pretty good damage roll for early game, huh? So I feel like I'm just crunching this area. Can I get to the Crossroads waypoint before the reset? That's the next goal. Tragically ignoring that corrupted area. Quicksilver Flask, please. You can do it. I believe in you. We're pro gaming 2 times in a row. I, for one, can't believe it. We'll bring back the old streaming soon thumbnail for the reset. Okay, I think we're doing pretty good in terms of the stream working. I think we're doing okay. Wait, what the hell? Is the server not down right now? Was the patch instantaneous? Am I being fooled again? Oh, there it is. Okay. Took it a minute. I can't believe that we are only 9 days away from the sequel coming out. I need to figure out what supporter pack I'm buying. I haven't decided how much I want to spend yet. $11 a.m. December 6th PST. Wait, PST? Isn't that Pacific Standard? Is that my time zone? Is there a game releasing based on my time zone for once and not East Coast time? Is it finally happening? Let's fucking go. I will definitely be streaming the launch of Path of Exile 2, but I am 100% fully expecting that the servers day one are going to be beyond fucked. Because I don't think Grinding Gear Games is ready for the amount of traffic that they're going to get. Thank you, Trailblazing 5. It's one of my favorite episodes of this season. While I'm here, while I've got downtime, waiting for this to reset. If anybody hasn't reviewed the podcast yet, please review the podcast. If you're not following me on Spotify, please follow me on Spotify. And also, send the podcast to other freaks that like paranormal stuff. I think I'm at like 90 Spotify followers or something like that, and I really want to hit 100. So we need to dredge up 10 more Spotify follows. We're not really getting shit for traction on Spotify, but we do get a little bit of traffic on YouTube. What if you attract something from beyond the veil? I don't know. Then you have a story to come on the podcast with. Sounds like a win to me. I'll be trying out PoE 2 solely for WASD. WASD is going to be cool, but it is not at all the, like, catastrophic breakthrough that I'm excited for. I'm excited for how much the build variety is going to increase because of the changes they've made to the skill system and the passive tree and to the pace of the game. I don't think people really understand how much build diversity is going to change because of what the fundamental changes they've made. It's going to be absolutely insane. The number of builds that are end game viable is going to be like 10 times higher than in Path of Exile 1. All right, all we got to do is run the patch, and then we're back in action here. The weapon swap in Path of Exile 2 is also going to be absolutely fucking insane. I don't think people have really, like, understood the implications of that whole system either. Okay, we're back in the game. We're back in, fellas. What do we want to take here? I mean, obviously the yellow belt, right? That seems like a pretty easy pick. Keep rolling lightning resistance.
Preaching. What do you want? Travel far.
Okay. What's the lightning resistance situation we have going on here? 0%. Oh wait, hang on. 26%. Not very good, I tell you what. I don't even think I've played since these life mastery things. Or these mastery points in the center of trees. New recipe unlocked. Create a unique map. Neat. I don't remember that one. What are the modifiers on this, man? It just has a lot of health because it's a bear, I guess. We desperately need a rare bow, dude. Maybe even a unique bow. I can dream. I'm surprised how many people from outside the Path of Exile community are going crazy for PoE 2. So the podcast having a visual component to it, the specific podcast that I'm doing now having a visual component to it would be very difficult. Or at the very least, not... It wouldn't really pay off in a way that's interesting. I think if I was going to do a podcast with a video component, I would be doing a completely different podcast. Me and Olivia have messed around with the idea of doing a second paranormal themed podcast that was a little bit more like comedy focused. Because the one we do right now is kind of like taking it seriously and looking at cases and stuff. But Olivia especially is like extremely funny. But in a way that we can't really show off in a setting where like we're kind of taking stuff seriously. If that makes sense. So if we were going to do a video component, it would probably be a completely different project, more than likely. But of course, for any of that stuff to work, one of my other projects needs to take off so that I have the time and money to fund a second one.
That was a great hunt, Exile.
Yo, remember when I said I really needed a rare bow?
It will surprise.
Our prayers have been answered. And it's even almost a 3-link. What more can you ask? What do we got? Faster attacks and Pierce. Are corrupted areas even worth it at the beginning of the game? Probably not, right? What do these drop? I don't even remember. Yo, a crash. Let's go. I'm not even going to go in there because I don't want to risk a second crash. I actually didn't even look at the modifiers on this. Are they even better? Yeah, okay. Early access is December 6th. What did I say something to the contrary?
Luxury and cruelty go hand in hand. Looks like this land and I are coming to an understanding.
So I have to actually allocate these? Oh, I get to allocate one thing out of it. I see. Okay. So what are my options here? 10% more life if you have at least 6 life mastery. 15% increased maximum life if there are no life modifiers on equipped body armor. 30 to maximum life. You count as low life while at 55% of life or below. Skills cost life instead of 15% of mana cost. I mean, the 30 to maximum life is pretty, like... That's pretty bog standard, right? Kind of just building this character on the fly. I have no plan. I'm experienced enough with the game to make it to maps. And that's all I really want to do. Giving Path of Exile one last send-off. Ooh, I need to activate my aura. Any stories in the pipeline of people using analytic idealism to do funky stuff? Analytic idealism is not really something you use. I'm sure I will call back to analytic idealism about 45,000 times over the course of the podcast, though. So you can rest assured that topic is probably going to come up again. Ooh, we got a triple resist belt in the early game. We take those. I'm dumb. I thought this was too. Oh, okay, that makes sense. I'm going to be playing in 2. I think my first character is going to be a quarterstaff witch headed towards the Infernalist Ascendancy, I think is the move. That might change once I'm digging around and actually see like my skill options and stuff, but based on all the information that we have now, that sounds cool. And also Flicker Strike Chronomancer would be so badass. Those are kind of the 2 that I'm most excited to play first. If Raging Spirits were... I think it only works on spells. But if it works on, like, fire-based weapon attacks, too, that would be crazy. But I'm pretty sure it's only spells. But 2 wants you to use, like, combos, so I'm expecting to be able to, like... Now, who's this character? Now, who's this fellow here? I can't believe they still have Rogue Exiles in. That's such an ancient league. I also can't believe how many league mechanics Path of Exile 2 is launching with. There's even, like, hidden mechanics. Like, so everybody's upset that Delve isn't in 2, but the end game system was like basically just Delve. Like they converted Delve into an end game system instead of just having Delve. Man, what was the hotkey command to always show items? I know this. Are there any big PoE heads in the chat that know what I'm talking about? Why did I even identify that? What am I doing? Is it Alt-Shift? Do I need to do this in options? UI, perhaps. Is that under gameplay, maybe? Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay. Maybe that wasn't it. Well. Or do they only highlight for a certain amount of time? God, it's been so long. Definitely around here somewhere. Oh, I didn't save it. I'm just very stupid. Okay. Got it. Perfect. Also, the ability to making respecs a little bit cheaper and a little bit easier, both in Path of Exile 1 and Path of Exile 2. a huge W, that's going to be very big for the game. Because having a game this complicated and then also making the you want the respec to be a little bit prohibitive. Because you don't want people to just be able to have one character that they can cheaply and easily respec into like any build to the point where you basically have like one character of each class. You don't really want to do that. But you also don't want to have the respec being so prohibitive that people feel like they can't make mistakes when they're building a character. Let's see if we get weird performance drops at this little shrine thing here. Doesn't look like it. Oh yeah, a little bit. It's definitely those particle effects not being optimized very well for sure. The hell? We just got a bunch of supports in here? Not sure if I know about Perforate. Fire damage. What's efficacy do? Damage over time. We got mirror arrow. Nothing we really want here, I don't think. Do a little portal, just in case.
That thing! It slaughtered everyone! Help me!
Another yellow bow, dude? We're rolling in it. I've never seen luck like this before.
What do you want? Exiles.
Ooh, don't the essences go in their own tab? Yeah. They do. I don't need Blazing Salvo. Let's check our skill gem situation here. Oh, can we not buy gems from her yet? Or to silk some of them? No, okay.
What troubles you? What troubles you? Travel far.
$19 to $40, no thanks.
Piety was after a creature.
The Oriath.
Ensnaring Arrow, Blood Rage, Arctic Armor. Wait, Arctic Armor's kind of good, right? Frenzy is good, of course. Herald of Agony. Is this the poison damage one? Yeah. Ooh, maybe we do Herald of Ice. Herald of Ice into added cold damage, perhaps. Do we have any junk gems we can get rid of? Oh, we got an extra slot right here. How much mana does this reserve? Is this percentage? 25%. We might not have the mana to do this. Where did the idea to get into this podcast topic matter come from right now? Is there a resurgence of interest in it? No, I've just been interested in it forever. And, so, I think there is a little bit of a renaissance going on among intellectuals and not among like regular people. I think regular people have always believed in this stuff to really high degrees. Like the number of people that believe in UFOs has always been like 50% or higher. But the intellectual class is starting to have to admit a couple of things that is making some of these topics a little bit more
Journey
I greet you.
acceptable to talk about. One of those things is that materialism as a metaphysics
Go.
has definitely failed. It just isn't correct. And the other one is that studies of consciousness are actually taken seriously now. And that's a pretty big deal, scientifically speaking. I missed the Chamber of Sin's waypoint. What a tragedy. Okay, let's see if we can... Oh, you know what? I think we can sustain... I think we can sustain Herald of Ice. Like, even some scientists that were kind of considered cranks are, like, getting serious attention now, like Rupert Sheldrake and stuff. Even though I don't really agree with... I don't agree with Rupert Sheldrake's interpretation of his data, but I think his experimentalism is on the right track. And then we've got people like Donald Hoffman and Bernardo Kastrup that are like pushing idealism into the mainstream in a way that you just can't ignore anymore. Here's the question though. So, okay. Where are my other bow passives? My big bow boys? So we're probably going to go this way, it looks like, to most efficiently grab those. What about projectile? We got a projectile cluster here. And several... down here. So we probably want to go through these life nodes to get to this row of projectile stuff here. Okay. So I'm thinking maybe we grab... Usually you want to get your life nodes and stuff first. Do I need to go up at all? I mean, that life one is pretty nice. Is there any reason to go up that far, though? We gotta go up a little bit to get the projectile mastery one. We got some life here. Oh, this is life leech. Hang on, we need to do maximum life. We got that one. Are we gonna have to path over to... Wait, does it even exist anymore? I haven't looked at the tree in so long. Oh, right here. We're probably gonna have to path over to the infamous life wheel, right? It's kind of a non-negotiable for a life character. We gotta get at least to, like... here. Anyway. And then from there... going up to the life wheel is not that hard. I think what we'll do is we will head... Yeah, that's another thing that I completely forgot about is the psychedelic renaissance definitely kicked some of the stuff in the ass. The most surefire way to be 100% guaranteed that you will have an experience that feels paranormal is to take a psychedelic. So... And I will issue the... I mean, this intuition node seems pretty good. We'll grab that. I will issue the same disclaimer that I always issue, which is do not take psychedelics if you're under the age of 25 and only do them in places where it's legal. And do not do them if you have a family history of mental disorders, especially ones that involve psychosis. Yo, what's this entrance over here? I thought that entrance was farther down. Did they move it up? Because this is like the thing, right? You know what I just realized? First of all, I have no idea what this is. Second of all, I did not grab the Trial of Ascendancy in Act 1. Because that happens in Act... You get the first... Or is that in the second part of the game? I don't remember. I need to probably take a break on leveling precision for a little while. Is this over here, the catacombs? Do I need to, like, activate 3 of these for some reason? I feel like this area of the map has been completely changed somehow. Here's what we're looking for, I think. Oh, yeah. Wait, so hitting all 3 of these has to do something. Does it just unlock this? That would be incredibly lame if that was the case. No, okay, it does something else. Neat. I guess we will wander around and figure out what happens. What are the bandit choices? One of them is life. One of them is like a mana regen, and I think the other one is like attack speed or something. I'll probably go with life. You really can't fuck up going with life. I yearn for Berserk, dude. Or not Berserk. Barrage. I should start reading Berserk, though. That is true. Okay. Now, what does hitting all three of those statues do? Let's find out. Oh, summons a mini boss. Neat. I've never seen this woman before in my life. I can tell she's a newer boss though because she makes you think. What damage side is she doing? Physical maybe? Holy maybe? Well, that's cool. I hope there's more little things like that that I am unfamiliar with. What time is it right now? Got it. Is that a strong box on the map right there? I'm assuming. Oh yeah, there's an Ascendancy trial right there. Okay, we gotta go back to Act 1 and get the other Ascendancy trial too. Because I completely forgot about that. I hate how the Trials of Ascendancy work in Path of Exile 1. I'm so glad they completely renovated that for Path of Exile 2. That is the dopest shit. Does this freeze me? As long as it doesn't freeze me, it should be fine.
I'm not up to that just yet.
I don't know why those spectral weapons were doing literally nothing to me. That was pretty crazy. We're doing good. I just remembered that I completely forgot to do the Trial of Ascendancy in Act 1. So once we get to a point where I can go back to Act 1 and not lose any progress, I'm going to go do that. I haven't even thought about what Ascendancy I would go for this character. Probably Deadeye, right? No real reason to not do Deadeye. Isn't Deadeye the one that gets the free additional projectile? Maybe even a couple projectiles.
Fear no.
This is, in fact, PoE. We tested Elden Ring and the Resident Evil 4 remake, and they both ran perfectly smooth. So I'm going to assume that we should be able to run Path of Exile 2 perfectly smooth when the beta drops. So our hardware is checking out. Tomorrow I'm going to set up the webcam, probably.
Shine boldly, so that all may find you when the night falls.
If I talked about the brain evolving to perceive reality in a way that serves survival, I'm pretty sure we touched on that a little bit somewhere. Because that's like a pretty big component of idealism. Donald Hoffman goes into that quite a bit. So philosophically speaking, there are good arguments for theism, and there are good arguments for atheism. If you're being intellectually honest, you have to admit that there's good arguments for both. One of the best arguments for theism is that, since your brain evolved to survive and has no other objective, you can't actually trust logic to tell you anything accurate, which means you can't really use logic to determine whether or not there is a god. That argument has a lot of gas to it. We probably want to get down to this life node thing here. So we'll just keep going that way. Donald Hoffman is kind of like the guy to look up going over that kind of stuff, though, because his team submitted a mathematical proof that shows that your odds of experiencing base reality are 0%, like literally 0%. Yeah, exactly. Because human logic is fundamentally flawed, any logic against God that uses logic would be flawed. The best argument against God that atheists have is probably the problem of evil. The problem of evil is a very difficult one to solve if you're a traditional theist. The problem of evil is basically that if God is all-powerful and all-knowing, then why is there pointless suffering? My answer to that question is that God's probably not all-powerful and probably not all-knowing. There's probably, like, I think there's constraints on what God can know. And a lot of people would say, like, oh, then why call it God? And to that, I would say there are a lot of steps between human level of power and knowledge and an infinite level of power and knowledge. So I don't know why we need to go directly from one to the other to consider something to be godlike. I don't really think that's necessary to do. Flicker Strike, back at it again. Chronomancer Flicker Strike in Path of Exile 2 is going to be crazy. I have a feeling that Chronomancer is going to be heavily nerfed after release. It seems so insane. Can I not even get in here? Can I? Yeah, I can dash this.
I'm not up to that just yet.
What do you think of the idea of God being a type of adcent parent? I don't... I'm not a big proponent of any of the theories that involve, like, intentional intelligent design. I don't think that doesn't really make very much sense. Unless you want to get into like real crank shit about like humans being genetically engineered by aliens or whatever. There might be something to that. That's kind of interesting. But then for intelligent design, the best argument for intelligent design is the fine-tuning principle. Which is kind of difficult to grapple with. A lot of this stuff has a lot of people who are casually religious and or theist or casually atheist don't really understand the depths of the logical arguments for both sides. It's not... From a philosophic point of view, we are not even remotely close to having, like, a proof one way or the other. It's, like, not even... It's not even close. The debate is still ongoing on a lot of this stuff. Oh, Trailblazing 5, I completely read your question wrong. I thought you were asking me if I ever talked about that stuff. Are these tinctures are new? Do they go onto the flask belt? Yeah, are these the passive ones? That they replace with charms in 2? I think they are. And I'm guessing you can just roll currency on these normally. Yeah. 125% increased critical chance with melee weapons is fucking crazy, but okay, go off. I don't think the universe is unknowable. I just think there are limits to human knowledge that we definitely haven't hit yet. And then I have a suspicion that after you die, some of those limits are a little bit less bound. Like, the universe is obviously knowable because we already know the universe to, like... to a not... The degree to which humans are able to, like, manipulate the environment and, like, the technological feats that we've achieved means that, like... we have to be doing something approximately correct. Like, there's gotta be... like, we've gotta be getting close to something. Otherwise, none of this shit would work. Like, you can't really invent GPS and Wi-Fi unless you're knowing the universe to some kind of a degree.
That would only slow me down.
Figure it out. The fact that I haven't even paid attention to my life flasks one time so far means that the build is coming together. You can't... I don't think you can digitize human consciousness. I don't think a machine can be conscious either. I think this is all this, like, transhuman machine consciousness brain upload shit is stupid and isn't going to work. And cyberpunk media has been trying to tell us that since the fucking 80s. I don't know why we're still hung up on this. I need to come back for that in a second.
What?
I'm going to assume that these... what do we got here? A couple of resistances. Can we move this gem anywhere? What do we got here? Do not think for a second I won't chrome this one time to get a green.
What troubles you?
Also, another very fair criticism of Path of Exile 1 is that your character is ugly as shit until either the late game or until you use some microtransactions. Speaking of which, do I have some I could use? I know I've got a few backed up here. What is the... How do you open the window again? Is it in here somewhere? Cosmetics, there we go. There we go. What do we got here? We don't have a footprint that really matches this character's theme. Man, we don't have anything that really... Oh, we have ice weapon effect. There we go. That'll give us a little bit of... Man, that's kind of ugly, though. I don't like the trail on that. That's awful. By the way, if you guys haven't heard this yet, every single one of the cosmetics from Path of Exile 1 and all of the stash tabs, so everything that was bought with real money, is directly transferring over to Path of Exile 2. So all of your purchases carry over. That's how fucking unimaginably based Grinding Gear Games is. And I think that you should all give them your money. Fashion is a necessity in any RPG? Absolutely. And I think that the default armors and stuff are going to look way... Well, we know they're going to look way better. Way, way, way better in Path of Exile 2. And the base uniques and stuff look way better. Do we have another realm restart in 3 minutes? Or in 30 minutes? Come on, man. Actually, that's probably a good spot for me to end the stream. So that's fine. We'll keep going until the next restart. Do I need to take this thing to Einhard for this to work? Can I just kill it? Will he appear out of nowhere like Batman? Yeah, he did. Okay, perfect. I think my Cyberpunk video is probably top 3, one of my best videos. I really like that one. I really like the Shinto video. And I really like the Solar Ash video. I think those are probably my top 3. Also, the way that Grinding Gear Games has done actually ethical microtransactions for real for like, I don't know, 8 or 9 years. Like, everything is just cosmetic except for arguably the stash tabs. Actually, it's not even arguable. You do need stash tabs if you're going to play the game. But if you're going to put enough hours into the game to need stash tabs, all you need to do is wait for a stash tab sale, which happen all the time. And then if you just buy $60 worth of stash tabs, you've put in the same amount of money that you would have put into a full release anyway, and you get enough tabs to play the game. That's really the only thing that people can like try to say they're pay to win over is the stash tabs. And even then, it's like what they're basically doing is giving you the entire game as a free demo. And then you pay like the price of a full release to get the quality of life features out of the full release, basically. And as far as live service games go, nobody has ever done anything like more ethical than that, I don't think. Stash tabs are here. After I kill this thing, I'll show you. And also do the strong box. So when you're in town, you have your stash right here, which is this box that says stash. If you open that up, all these things at the top here are your stash tabs. You have like 1 or 2 of them by default or something like that. And the rest of them you need to buy. And this is how you store items. Some of them are very specific. Like this is a currency stash tab. So it holds all of the currency orbs. This is a essence stash tab. So it holds all the essences. This is your map stash tab, so it holds all the maps. This is for div cards. This is for unique collecting. This is various endgame mechanics. This is delve. And a lot of like the specific types of items have these stash tabs that you can carry. If you don't have these stash tabs, actually going into like end game on a serious character is doable. You can like make mule characters and stuff the same way that people used to in Diablo 2, but it's a pain in the ass. And also these green tabs are premium, or these green tabs are premium stash tabs. You need premium stash tabs to be able to trade items efficiently. So the stash is a really big deal. And if you're playing the game with just like the 1 or 2 default stash tabs that it gives you or whatever it is, you're at a kind of annoying disadvantage. But they're also not very expensive and go on sale constantly. And another thing about the microtransactions is if you buy a supporter pack, so let's say you buy a $60 supporter pack, you get $60 worth of in-game currency, but you also get, on top of that, a bunch of other shit that comes with the supporter pack. So they're giving you like crazy good deals on stuff. 8% increased movement speed? Nah, you're dead, bud. It's over for you, kiddo. I thought he at least gave attack speed. I think that might be... There might be something else later that does that.
The king of rats. A feast for rats now.
Surely this is a better helmet than the white fucking, like, I don't know, I guess this is a rare. Yeah, we got some resistances on here and higher rating and such. and whatnot. Okay. Now we gotta head to the southern. You know what? Let's check up on the actual league mechanic right now. Check up on King's March. See if we can get anything good. I don't know how any of this shit works at all, to be totally honest with you. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, they basically give you the entire game as a free demo. And then if you decide you want to invest time into it, all you have to do is buy a couple of stash tabs, and they're also permanent. They're a one-time purchase. It's not like you have to buy stash tabs every season or something like that.
Oh, good. Hail!
What does this guy do?
Don't give up.
Wonder what do I want to prioritize here? Probably mining improvements, right? That probably increases the amount of like resources I get, which is what I'm grinding for anyway. This is the respec guy. So how much gold does it take to respec? 31 gold to respec a point, and I have... Does it go up? So like if I unspec this, dude, that makes respec so cheap. What the hell? Yeah, seasonal stash tabs would be completely inexcusable. And I think the dedicated player base of Path of Exile kind of understands that if we want Grinding Gear Games to continue to be able to develop this game, or I guess more accurately Path of Exile 2, for another 10 years, we all need to be buying those supporter packs. So there's a lot of people that buy the $60 supporter pack every single time a new league drops. And if you break that down, you're basically paying a $20 subscription, which is cheaper than like a lot of MMOs. Can I dash over this? Yeah, okay. I can't remember if there is... These little Spriggans are new. I don't think I've seen them before. Also, one of the things that people have been talking about lately with the press tour for Path of Exile 2 is how it's insane that, like, the developers of this game actually play the game and are, like, good at it. Like, the guy who designs all the bosses is, like, he was, like, a competitive racer and is actually, like, one of the best players of his own game. So, you've got one of the best players of the game developing the bosses. You don't get that at game developers. Like, this is, like, once in a fucking generation. Yeah, like, if you are a fan of video games and are interested in supporting developers that just never miss and like make correct decisions nonstop, Grinding Gear Games it doesn't get much better. The first year of development on this game, all they did was play other ARPGs and take notes on like what made them good and what made them bad. They just did research for an entire year before they started coming up with like their design documents on like, okay, this is what we think are like the core principles of what makes an ARPG good. I should be identifying these, but I'm just YOLOing it. I think at this point in the game, even one that freezes me probably won't kill me. Hang on, let me look at my log here. Fuck, what is the hotkey for that? Is it Q? Is it L? Is it C? What button are you? P is the skill tree. O is options. S is the social tab. Oh, here we go. Wait, no, this is the world map. That's not what I'm looking for either. We got Weaver's Chambers, bandits in the Western Forest. I think Weaver's Chambers is in the next area. I'm not sure if there's anything in this one. I could be making that up, though.
I'm not up to that just yet.
If I'm about to make a pivotal mistake and there is something important in this area, tell me. I think I have to come back here to get to the Vol tree thing. Because the Western Forest has a Lyra and the Spider Pit. First of all, Elon's definitely going to be doing that because he's been replying to PoE 2. The better question that I'm more interested in is, has Elon Musk ever posted his Path of Exile 1 builds? Because I bet you they are hog shit. They're probably so bad. Because we all know that the Elden Ring build was the worst thing that any of us have ever seen. Okay, one of these we don't want to level up anymore. Okay, those are all good. I'm also glad they changed how gems level into. Path of Exile 2 is going to be like one of the greatest sequels of all time. In terms of just doing the first game but better. Like every system that is clunky or annoying in PoE 1 has been overhauled to be like objectively better in PoE 2. It's fucking crazy. Spider Nest should be over here somewhere. Oh, is this a Lyra? Damn, I'll take it. Knock, knock, dipshit. 15% to all elemental resistances. Nah, we don't need that. It's so easy to get resists off gear. That could have killed me. Wasn't paying attention.
Flower, even a poisonous one like you.
Okay, Alira is crossed off our list here. Now, where is the funny spider? I don't think you shouldn't like a metagame or optimize a build in Path of Exile 1 until you've made like 10 characters. After you've made like 10 characters and like died in the beginning of or in like the middle of mapping, then you can like maybe look up some build guides. But I really think you're playing the game incorrectly if you try to min-max from the very
That
beginning.
would only slow me down.
Like, it's in the spirit of the game to try to do stupid shit. It's in the spirit of the game to be like, okay, how can I make like a melee witch work? How can I make a minion ranger work? Like, that kind of stuff to me is what makes this game good. And eventually, oh my god, what am I using the wrong hotkey here? Eventually you'll get to the point where
What do you want?
that's not fun anymore, and you want to try to like kind of look up more sophisticated build ideas and like kind of be like, okay, I actually want to go to endgame. What are some good builds? And start like taking ideas from build guides and stuff to like make your own stuff that actually is coherent. But in my opinion, Path of Exile is a game about trying to make stupid-ass builds work. And Path of Exile 2 is going to be that to an even more insane extent. I feel like we have crazy slow attack speed right now. Well, we are going to go with Barrage, so that's going to be fixed very soon. Let's see if this one crashes. Nice. You got a brief glimpse of all 4 of Queen Atziri's cans. Don't TOS me, Twitch or YouTube. Oh, that's right. You get corrupted items out of these, and I think maybe they have like a higher chance to drop Val Orbs or some shit like that. I don't remember exactly. I know you get you get Val gems out of these easier too, I think. I might be hallucinating that, but I think that's correct. We're crunching this thing. Is this thing weak to frost or something? I turned that thing into dust. Yeah, you get the Val skill gems. That's right. I don't give a shit about Val domination, to be honest with you. We definitely should be clearing those then, because I'm sure there'll be a couple of Val gems that are good for this character. I'm pretty sure a lot of the auras have a Val version. We need the aura that gives attack speed, I think. This one does give crit chance, though, which is pretty sick. What is my crit chance right now, actually? Main hand, critical strike chance, 11%. That's obviously low in the context of Path of Exile, but a 10% chance to crit just fucking around is a lot. It'll be interesting to see how it seemed the vibe that I'm getting from Path of Exile 2 is that the end game farm is still going to be like crazy, but also more accessible at the same time. Like, it feels like you're going to be able to spend 900 hours min-maxing a character if you want, but it also feels like getting a little bit deeper into the end game is going to be a little bit more accessible than it currently is. Which, I don't know, I haven't played since they put in the Atlas skill tree, so I'm sure that kind of like shuffles things up a bit. I think we have to turn in this quest in Lion's Eyes Watch, technically. Yeah. Which, I'm just going to do that right now before I forget. I love to forget that one.
A stranger there.
And it is a skill point, so not one that you want to forget. What keystone is this? 40% more attack damage if accuracy rating is higher than maximum life. 40% more attack damage is crazy. What is my accuracy rating right now? For those of you who don't know, in Path of Exile, the more modifier, the way the math works out is that those ones are berserk, and you want to try to stack as many of them as possible. Has something to do with like additive versus multiplicative or whatever. I don't remember. Is that under offense? Main hand accuracy rating is 549, so I can't quite pull that one off. I think maybe we take Precise Technique once we have the accuracy rating for it, because 40% more attack damage is just fucking insane. Are we starting to look slay? Are we a queen that's slaying? I do like the tricorn. Everything else, not a fan. If I hit both of these blooms at once, yeah. I'm guessing the faster I blow up these corrupted growths, probably the more ore I get. Yo, we got a unique, boys. What a way to end the stream. What do we got here? I've never seen this one before. 159 to maximum energy. This is an energy shield chest, so we're not really going to use it. 159 to maximum energy shield, 69 to life, 50% to chaos resistance. That's huge at this low of a level. 50% of maximum life converted to energy shield. Neat. That'd be a good leveling unique for a witch. I see spiders. We've located the funny spider. I accidentally picked up a white axe. We're not going to do that. White items will not be tolerated. Realm is restarting in 30 seconds. Can I make it to the waypoint in 10 seconds? Survey says no, probably. I noticed that we haven't had those weird frame drops on the shrines since the so I don't know if it was like loading in some other shit for a minute there, but that seems to not be a concern anymore. So I'd say that from a technical perspective, this test stream was a massive success. Okay, that is probably a good spot to end the stream. I gotta start planning dinner and shit. As usual, if you're not listening to the podcast, go listen to the podcast. Tomorrow, we are hopefully testing the webcam. And then once I'm comfortable with the webcam being set up and being in a good spot, then I think the only thing to do is back-end shit, like enabling super chats and all that nonsense, which has nothing to do with you guys, and we don't really need to test. And I'm sure I will stream tomorrow.